Day 3 with TheEZGZ. Busted again. Doggone it. Seems like there's a pattern developing here. Was out there doing a nice run this morning with the guys, and all of a sudden I hear clanging that reminded me of the transmission noise. And what it was is my front shock mount, lower shock mount, broke off. And here you can see the lower mount that the let me get the shock here. Hope I caught it before I did any more damage, but there's something I want to point out here. Okay, the shock sits there, and this is the lower eye, and it broke right along the edge of the well. But as you'll note here, if it shows up on the camera, all this area in here is rusted. The only new break is right here. So I've been running hard for 2 days and just barely hanging on. And it was on the edge of the weld, not the weld itself. It's kind of hard to see that there, but you have to take my word for it. And a lot of times this will happen when you weld something, especially if you quench it, trying to get in a hurry. You change the properties of the metal, and this is why it's important to use the right kind of wire. Just because you have a welder, they have gazillion different types of rod, and I know this because I worked with pipe fitters down at the plant, and they use different rod for the root pass and the top one. And you know, you got the old what is it, 1411 farmer's rod for AC arc welding, and then 18, I forget the numbers. It's been a long time since I've done it. I've used these squirt guns so often, these MIG welders, and thankfully, you know, we all stopped, and I thought I was going to have to get towed back to camp again. I thought for sure it was a transmission, but as it turned out, it's just this. So I thought before I clean this up and attempt to re-weld it on there, I would give you a little look-see. So I'll turn you back on and show you the finished goober weld job. Now when you weld something like this, you want to try to get all that rust off before you weld it, any paint, so that you get good penetration. A lot of times the paint will burn off, but you know, I want this to be the last time I do it for this trip, and we'll have to take a closer look at the whole setup. I did cut a little bit off those snubbers to get more travel. I didn't think I was bottoming out, but it didn't look like a whole lot was holding it on either. So not sure how long that's been cracked, but hopefully this will take care of it. Stay tuned.